Let me introduce the next one. She is Carla Howell, you know her well, president of the Center for Small Government, in the business of trying to make government smaller all the time. She spearheaded the ballot initiatives both last year and 6 years prior to try to get rid of the Massachusetts income tax. She's been allowed out of solitary confinement. To speak to us here today, let's welcome Carla Howell.
Good afternoon. Can you hear me in the back? All right. In 2008, big government advocates said we should vote against question 1 to end the Massachusetts income tax. If we vote yes, they warned, they'll have to raise other taxes. If we vote yes, they threatened, they'll have to cut essential services like police, schools, roads, and firefighters. They warned us to play it safe. A majority of voters bought it and took what they thought was the safe path and voted no. They passed up the chance to get back $3,700 every year in income taxes that we continue to pay. A lot of families could really use that $3,700 right now. What did we get? A whopping sales tax increase. But wait, there's more. An alcohol tax increase, a meals tax increase, a hotel tax increase, and a satellite TV tax increase. Oh, but wait, there's more. The constant drumbeat for higher property taxes, for Prop 2.5 overrides goes on. We should not be surprised. Those of us who put question 1 on the ballot warned voters that their claims were lies. Big government politicians are always raising taxes. They raise every tax they can get away with on Beacon Hill and in Washington, D.C. You think this is just the work of a Democratic governor, a Democrat-dominated legislature, or Democrat President Obama? I got news for you, folks. Former Republican Governor Mitt Romney raised taxes and government spending about the same amount, about $1 billion every year he was in office as governor. He put hundreds of millions of dollars in new taxes and new spending on the table before the legislature even weighed in. Every year he was in office. They happily went along with it and then asked for more. And then he signed into law even more, requested by the Democrats. But that was just the beginning. Mitt Romney turbocharged high government spending in Massachusetts and America by championing and passing Romney Care. Mitt Romney and Ted Kennedy worked together arm in arm to pass an ominous, dangerous socialized medicine law. Romney Care set the stage for a federal government takeover of medicine that is now being proposed. The latest proposal in Congress is modeled after Republican Romney's program, which imposes a $1,000 income tax penalty on anyone who refuses to buy or who can't afford to buy an overpriced insurance policy that, by the way, doesn't always cover what you need. Romney Care is driving spending through the roof in Massachusetts and could drive America to bankruptcy. Governor Patrick said that the sales tax increase he signed into law last week was needed to pay for Romney's health care law.
He's a liar!
That's right. Thank you.
No, he's not. It was paying for more than that, but it was definitely paying for the health care law. Both the Democrats and the Republicans in the Massachusetts legislature voted for Romney Care. They vote for bigger budgets. They vote for more big government programs, for higher debt, and for higher taxes. This is why so many workers and businesses in Massachusetts are in trouble today. If we keep voting for these big government politicians, they will continue to throw around tens of billions of dollars, hundreds of billions of dollars, and even trillions of dollars we can't afford. And then, with a straight face, They'll claim that they don't have enough money for police and school and fire and roads. We must do much more than throw out the bums on Beacon Hill. We need to do much more than continue the no-win strategy of holding a line or just opposing more big government. We must seek and support candidates who not only refuse to raise taxes, not only refuse to increase government spending, but who will work for you, the taxpayer. Go after high taxes and cut big government spending. We must replace big government politicians with small government candidates who will shrink big government. We need brave, bold candidates who will turn big government on its head, who will stop spending money we can't afford and don't need, who will put essentials first, not last, who will sell off assets to pay off debt, stop adding debt, dismantle big government programs that do more harm than good, who will cut billions of dollars in government waste and lower total government spending, and who will give the proceeds back to you, the taxpayer, not go spend it on another government program. Now let me ask you a few questions. Do you believe that the Wall Street bailouts are insane? Yes. Do you believe government spending is too high? Yes. Do you believe government debt is too high? Yes. Do you believe taxes are too high? Yes. Do you believe that big government debt, high taxes, and high government spending are hurting your business, your family, and your community? Yes. Are you willing to take political action to end the big government insanity and start voting to make government smaller than what it is today? Yes. To support candidates who will make it smaller and vote for smaller budgets than we have today? Yes. Are you willing to do much more than just oppose more big government? Are you willing to help make government small? Yes. Now here's the really hard question. Are you willing to vote against every big government candidate, even when you hate the other big government candidate more? That's good. That's good news. Because that, my friends, is the trillion-dollar question. If voting against a big government politician is hard, well, that's why we have big government today. Most politicians who tell you they're against big government, who tell you they are for smaller government, talk your way and vote the opposite. They vote for tax increases, higher debt, higher spending, and more big government programs. They vote for each year's higher total government spending, which raises your taxes. As the late Milton Friedman said, to know the true level of taxation, look at total government spending. Almost every Democrat and Republican in Congress is voting for higher spending. Every Democrat and Republican in the Massachusetts legislature is voting for higher spending. So here's the most important question to ask every candidate you're considering voting for. Ask them, have you ever voted for a bigger budget? Will you ever vote for a bigger budget? Will you vote only for lower budgets than we have today? Remember what Milton Friedman said, higher spending equals higher taxes. The only way to protect ourselves against these phonies and fakers is to assume that every elected official in America is guilty of voting big government unless or until he or she proves innocent, shows you their voting record, and proves that they voted small government while in office. Are you willing to vote against every office holder who refuses to show you their voting record? Are you willing to vote against every big government candidate who will vote for a bigger budget? We must vote out every one of these big government office holders in federal, state, and local office, everyone, but we must not stop there. We must seek, support, and vote for the candidates who campaign on, publicly, promise, and who will vote to reduce and remove today's big government programs, cut taxes, put the essentials first, say no to government employee unions, stop and reverse the bailouts, sell off government assets, and pay off debt. Candidates who will cut spending and give that money back to you. Ballot initiatives that will cut taxes and spending and give that money back to you. Are you prepared to do that, ladies and gentlemen? Well, that's very good news. I'm Carla Howell. I head the Center for Small Government. We're on your side. Please join us, because if you vote and support small government, then small government is possible. Have a great 4th of July.